How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments Unhinged. That's right, you might notice something a little different. If you even came across this video on your feed, I'm on a different channel now. It's basically just my number 2 channel. I think I called it Comic Book Investments Unhinged. But yeah, I'm kind of, I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and I'm always trying to do different things, see what works, what doesn't work, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to try something a little different. So I have my main channel. I'm still going to do stuff, but if you notice, the videos have been kind of a little different. Even the thumbnails have been a little different, and I'm going to try to keep that vibe on that channel. But all the other videos I used to do on my main channel, I'm going to do over here. So like unboxing, just random reviews of TV shows or movies I watch, just rants, whatever comes into mind, comic book news, just random videos, maybe those, dropping videos and going up videos that you like, 5 keys going down, 5 keys going up. Stuff like that I'm going to do on this channel. So it's just going to be more, not so much edited, more off the cuff, just, yeah. And the other channel will be more my edited stuff and more bigger videos, I guess, more, putting more thought into things, maybe scripts, things like that. And this will just be just whatever. So that's what this channel is going to be. So, yeah, so I figured I'd talk about this, just news kind of broke. Now, a lot of people, PSA just announced when they're accepting comic books for submissions. FYI, I already got mine in. They're doing a small sample, and I was the first person. They actually opened the door for a handful of people, and I just happened to go down the first because I live local. I don't know who the other people are or where they live, but when I dropped mine off, they were, it was funny. I walk in the door with my comic books and I drop them off. And because they're about hour and a half, 2 hours from me. And so I drop them off and I see there's this desk, and I see these doors, and these people start coming through one by one, and everyone's like looking at the comics, and they're like talking amongst themselves. I'm, bantering with them as well. And then I see more and more and more people coming. And I was like, is this like normal? Like, why is there so many people like around my comics? I'm like, maybe it is normal. And right before I was going to leave, they're like, someone says, it's like, oh, we normally don't have that many people up here, but this is like the first, these are the first comics we've ever gotten in. And I'm like, wait, really? And I was like, don't you have other people? And they're like, yeah, but you're the first one to bring in. I'm like, oh, maybe I'll have serial number 00001. That one maybe I'll keep. But yeah, so I'm the first to do it. So I should hopefully get my stuff back first before anyone else. I don't know. I don't know their process of how they're doing it. I don't know if they're waiting for everyone that's doing this special, sneak peek, whatever. But I should get them back. I think they said within a couple weeks. I don't know if I'll get them back because they're first opening their deadline, or their grand opening on July 14th, which happens to also be my dad's birthday as well. So yeah, just weird. And you guys know that my dad works there. So yeah, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see. I don't know who these other people are that, it was like a handful of people, and I don't know if they're other YouTubers like myself, if that's why I was chosen, or if they're comic book dealers. I happen to be both, so I'm a rare breed, I guess. So we'll see. But anyways, so they just dropped this news. I didn't even know this was going to happen. I talked to my dad about PSA occasionally, not that much, more just like overall, like, how do you like your job? Do you like it? And he loves it. But yeah, so this has kind of dropped. PSA dropped. They're announcing comic book grading launching July 14th. I believe from what my dad said, I don't know if it's 100% true, because he said this a long time ago, is that at San Diego Comic-Con, they are accepting consignments. I believe that is still the case. I know that was originally in their plans, but again, I haven't really, certain issues, I haven't spoken to my dad exactly on that. So I was like, hey, every time I see you, let me follow up. Are you still doing it at San Diego Comic-Con? So I believe that is still the case. So you can look in the new labels right here. As you can see right here, they put the PSA to the left. If you look at the old labels, they still have on their website. Let's find one where it has a full picture. You can kind of see this, I guess. See how there's basically, if you look at it, it says PSA in the middle. That's how they do their cards. And yeah, that's kind of it. So if you look at it, it's kind of a barren, if you ask me. And their font is very small. That's how these old labels were. The new labels, let me see if the font got any bigger. I like the fact that our logo is on the left-hand side now. I wish they would do something with the 9 point, where you see that 9.4. I wish they would maybe have something a little different, but that's how, see, the thing is they have cards. I have a card over here. So if you can see right here, as you can see that's their label, right like that. And so they kind of want to keep the same thing. But the problem is a card is so small. Look how small this is. Very small. Compared to a comic, it's way bigger. So they have all this empty space. And that's what I'm not really, I don't know if I really, like, they need more going on. And I know they want to keep it simple. And that was one of the things, like when I went there, originally, man, it was a long time ago, a year or two ago. And they asked for my opinion. And I met with like the head of the comic book division at the time, before my dad was there. And I told them, I was like, you need to change the label. And they're like, no, the label is that's like our branding. And I'm like, yeah, but you're going into comics now. Comics are a lot different than cards. And their branding has been like the same for years. But look how small a card is. So when you put some text on it, it fills up most everything. And so I'm happy that they listened. I'm sure I wasn't the only one. I guarantee you, if you look through most of the comments, most of the people would always talk about how bad their label is or they're indifferent about it. It's just, it's just too much open space is the problem. So they need to boost up this font size, because look at that. Look at under Amazing Spider-Man. Look how small that font is. Like you're telling me you can't get a bigger font? You have all that room. You have so much room. Make the font bigger. Like, do something. It's just so small. Like, you're up there reading it. Like, I don't know. 9.4 is fine. I wish they would have something on that side, color-wise. I don't know. I'm not a graphic design artist. But they need to boost that font. They have all this extra room now. So it just looks kind of empty. With a card, it doesn't look so empty because, like I said, like if you have some special card. Let me see if I have a special card. Here we go. Like, so you have this one right here. Look, it fills up every nook and cranny. Also, if this was autographed, they put the auto in there as well. It's like, where are you going to even put any extra room? So it's like everything. And there's other cards like this that have even more going on. This is just like, it literally says basically the brand of the card, the year it came out, the player, and then the variant. And that's it. Imagine if the variant was longer, which some of them are. So, yeah, they need to, I don't know. They need to make the font bigger. But nonetheless, these are the new cases. They look much better. I like the back. See, the back's kind of cool. Like, it has this blue in there. It has a little more going on. Yeah, it's cool. I dig it. That's when it opens. They also aren't doing 9 9s. They're just going straight from 9.8 to a 10.0. So assuming they're going to go 9, 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, 9.8, 10.0, which kind of makes sense now that I think about it. That kind of makes sense. Honestly, I could even see them going to like the way they grade cards is literally 1 through 10, and that's it. There is no like 9.8, 9.6, all that stuff. I think they have a 9.5, so they go 9, 9.5, 10. But for the most part, it's just a 9 or a 10. And they don't have like a 9.8, 9.6. So I could see why they get rid of the 9.9. And let's be honest. I mean, CGC barely gives them out anyways. And they give them out just as much as they give out 10. So it's like, yeah, CGC needs to, I don't know. I've sent some books in there, and I'm like, they know that the 9.9s and 9.8s are so 9.9s and 10.0s are so valuable that they're like, they rarely give them out. But it's like, so I get comic books all the time. Like, obviously, I'm a comic book dealer. And I will have 2 9.8s in my hand, and they are vastly different grades. And I will send them in over and over again. I'm like, look, this is definitely a 9.9. I wouldn't say it's a 10 because there is one flaw. But it's like, you look at this 9.8, and it's like, oh, it has 5 to 8 flaws. It's like, come on. So, yeah, I don't know. CGC needs to fix that in them. So yeah, there's going to be no more 9.9s, which is fine, in my opinion. Yeah, see, look how small that text is. This is the old case, the old one. So this one definitely looks better. Yeah, see what some people are saying. I like the label you originally used for demonstration purposes. It looked like the card label and left more of the brand. Yeah, but it leaves it so bare. Oh, they also have this. If you get a PSA 10, you get a gold label. I guess I like the black, the black and gold. That's my favorite cover. Yeah. So release the pricing. I do have the pricing, but I'm not going to. They haven't released it, so I'm not going to release it. Yeah. So it's not really my. They haven't released it, obviously, for a reason, I guess. But yeah, I have the pricing. I know what it is. But yeah, so I mean, I hope they do well. I also have some kind of information, not regarding PSA, but some other information I'll do in a video probably this week as well. That's going to be crazy as well with the whole, comic book grading thing going on. But yeah, let me know what you think about the new labels PSA. Let me know what you think about this new channel. It's going to be interesting because I have to build it up from zero. And so it's like I have to get all the other people that were on my previous channel to watch this one. If you like that kind of stuff, if you're into the more scripted stuff, obviously that'll be on the other channel. And yeah, this one will just be me ranting about whatever, unscripted, just kind of like what I normally do. And yeah, I'll build this up from scratch again. And all right, have a good day.